I had a few years ago, I had some compression fractures in my spine, a couple of vertebrae, and that caused me incredible pain. When they healed, the pain was less, but it was never really gone. With the device, gone.
Hey, Alice, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today.
Thank you for having me. I really look forward to this.
Aww, it's super fun. I feel like I'm the luckiest one because I get to spend extra special time with each admin team and the different members. So it's my pleasure for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that is. I'm starting to get to know some people. I just had a Zoom meeting with one of the others, and it's fun to, I know what you mean. It's fun to really get to know them. That's awesome.
So can you give us a little bit of your health history before coming to QHS?
Okay, my health. I have always been in a really, really good health. I'm 76 years old, and that's...
Wait, stop right there. You are 76?
Yes.
Holy cow, Elles. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. You got me there.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay.
You look amazing.
Well, oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, that's... I really honestly never believed that you had to get old and decrepit and ugly. So I just okay, we're not going to do that. So I have been really, really very healthy. Then when I was 67, something happened at my work. I've always been working last 10 years, 15 years, at a university working with grants, and then the grant was over and then your job is over. So that was a shock to me. And after that, my health started deteriorating. I was diagnosed with AFib. I didn't even know what AFib was. So, and it's just been like that. And then, yeah, I always had doctors who've worked with me because I did not really want to, I did have to go on medication. I'm still on medication. But that is really the only thing that I have health-wise. Further, my immune system is awesome. I sailed right through that COVID nonsense and I never got anything without the shot, of course. So it's, that's really my background in terms of health. It's always been pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, so the AFib. So can you describe briefly what was happening with that? Like how often were you having occurrences?
When it started, you mean? Or
yeah.
now? When it started, I didn't even know I had that. I really got sick and I just took myself to the ER, and then with my blood pressure was up as well. So then I got pills, so it got under control, and it is now more or less under control. But then I kept on telling my cardiologist, it's doesn't come from wherever. It comes from my stomach. It's my vagus nerve that's not acting. And so yeah. And then finally he said, well, yeah, you're right. It comes from your vagus nerve. He says, and this is normal for you. So he took me off some really heavy duty pills, and it's kind of irregular all the time, which is apparently normal for me. But sometimes I get these episodes that it doesn't feel good. So I can feel it. And then one thing is when I have a little episode, I get really crabby. I just really unpleasantly bitching at everything. So it's, yeah. So then I know it's like, okay, let me rest some, let it get over it. Because it's not dangerous. The only danger is that you have a chance for stroke. So I have to have blood thinners, and so that is what's going on now.
Now, we cannot diagnose or treat disease or have claims like that, of course, but I will share with you that I am an athlete and I was having a little bit of irregular heartbeat. I never went to a doctor to get it diagnosed, so I'm not going to call it AFib or anything, but I did go to an energy doctor and, well, actually two different more energetic doctors, natural, and they both said it's your adrenals. Because if it was your heart, it would be happening all the time. But it's your adrenals because you're often in your sympathetic nervous system, fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
adrenals, and the irregular heartbeat will disappear. And so that's what I've been doing for me personally. But since I've had my device, I haven't had a single episode.
That's awesome. Yeah, I still have it. And it is like I've always seen alternative energy healers. And the one I saw really did an awesome job in just really making it even. But it is, for me, it really is that vagus nerve, because I do that little exercise about my vagus nerve and it calms down as well. So I know that, yeah.
I just learned that the one that you like go like this, and you look up into the corner.
Yeah, no, to the side. This mine says to really make sure your nose is straight and you look to the right and then to the left. It's really, it gets you into a better mood immediately. And I don't even know if I stop fibbing. I call it fibbing. But I feel so much better. It's like, who cares? All right.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Yeah, I'll tell you, ashwagandha was the biggest one for me to help. And
I need to write that down.
It's an adaptogen. To me, ashwagandha is like if I was just to pick one thing. But I will tell you that I've been backing off on my supplements and I've still been doing my hard workouts, but the device has really, really helped me like decrease my supplements, but not have any irregular heartbeat. So anyways, I'm awesome. Sorry, I'm totally digressing.
I just want one thing that really, really helps me as well. And I just restarted is iodine. So I am taking iodine. And I just ask my higher self, how many of these little pills do I need? 2, more than 2? No, not more than 2 now. Okay. So I take 2 and that really helps too.
Oh, good. Good for you.
Yeah.
So basically the biggest thing I'm hearing you say that you were having with health-wise prior to QHS is the irregular heartbeat. Anything else?
And high blood pressure.
Okay. Yeah. And since you started carrying your device with you, have you experienced any benefit?
Not in those areas. I think my blood pressure is better. I have a really, really wonderful GP who believes in all this, what we're talking about. He believes in ETs and the whole enchilada. So this guy I can talk to. And he is actually the only one who can take my blood pressure and it's normal. I have great white coat hypertension. So if you say, let me take your blood pressure, it goes up 20 points, right? But he's the only one who can do it without me freaking out. So, and the last times I have seen him, it was normal. Yeah.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah. That's massive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What other improvements have you noticed since having your device?
For myself, I had a few years ago, I had some compression fractions in my spine, a couple of vertebrae, and that caused me incredible pain. When they healed, the pain was less, but it was never really gone. With the device, God. So yeah, that was
Wow.
awesome. Yeah. So my back is a lot better. A lot, really, really. So that just without pain, that's awesome.
And that must
So
help you with sleep too, right?
yes, it is. Well, actually, I didn't really notice any improvement in sleep until that last adjustment that Dr. A did. And I have since started to sleep with my 2 devices, and that really helps me as well. Yeah, because I used to wake up, every 2 hours, go to the bathroom, drink water, and I don't do that anymore. It's like I sleep for 3 or 4 hours and stretch. So that's for me, that's awesome. Yeah.
Right.
So
Very
sleep,
good.
yeah. So in terms of sleeping without pain, yeah, well, that didn't really improve. I guess it improved my sleep because I wasn't in pain, but the length and the depth of my sleep really improved at that last upgrade that he did. Yeah.
Cool. I think I got my device after that upgrade.
Ah.
So I started
Okay.
at the end of March.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, and I think he did that upgrade somewhere at the beginning of March or so. I can't remember. He doesn't always
give you
announce
a
when he
heads up.
does it. Yeah, yeah.
But you feelers can feel it. So that's super cool. And then I know that you also had results with your son. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. I had really, really amazing results with my son. My son he's grown up and he has autism. And so he mainly had 2 things that were really bothering him. When he was about 8 years old, he had a surgery on a hiatus hernia because ever since he was a baby, he was regurgitating his food. So he had this surgery when he was 8, and they kind of tied up that valve of his stomach. So that was done and it worked. But now, 2 or 3 years ago, I don't even know, 2 or 3 years ago, he suddenly started vomiting what they call coffee grounds, which is like blood that has leaked into the stomach. So it's not fresh blood, but old blood. And he was vomiting. So I was really worried. And I took him to the emergency and they admitted him and they did a scope. And what had happened is that surgery that they did when he was 8 years old had come up into that hernia apparently got bigger and that whole surgery had come through. And they suggested to do surgery again. Now, I'm really not in favor of cutting bodies up very much. So
Yeah.
I asked, could we just do some natural stuff first? And thank goodness that surgeon it was a young man and he was willing to work with me. He said, okay, I'll give you 6 months and then we'll look at it again. Like, okay. And in 6 months, he was doing so much better. So we had all kinds of alternative treatment for him. And so it went really, really well. But then around last Christmas, he started again. And I was worried again. So I took him again to the doctor, to the emergency. And they checked it again with a scope. And they said, I asked when they had done it, I asked the surgeon, does he need surgery this time? He said, no, he doesn't need surgery. It's like, wow, because he had been wearing the device since August. So I really think that is, and my other doctor, the one I just talked about, he's a GP, but very alternative. I said, could it be that he was detoxifying something? He said, yeah, that's possible. So I wonder really if that was his body cleaning up more stuff that needed to come out. And
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah. And he's had tummy trouble off and on. But again, since the upgrade, it's been really, really good. And this morning I discussed it with him. I said, it seems that since we had that upgrade of your device, you don't have so much tummy trouble anymore. I said, yeah, that's right. So that I think it's really, really working on his stomach. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And I
Yeah.
also heard you say something about telling jokes.
Yes, he is, like I said, he is autistic, and suddenly the other day he was making jokes, and it's like, what is this? And what he was saying, well, he's been making more mature jokes, not the chicken crossing the road, that kind of joke now. But so the other time, last week sometime, it was really raining like crazy here. But the weather forecast on my phone said light rain possible. So suddenly I hear my son say, well, if this is light rain, I don't think I want to see heavy rain. That was really, I mean, the fact that he saw a situation outside there and a situation on the phone, the weather forecast, and he saw the discrepancy between those two, and he could say something funny about that. For may not sound big, but for an autistic person, that's huge. That was huge. So
Yeah, that's amazing. I wouldn't be able to be that clever.
yeah, right.
So that's
Yeah.
fabulous. It's almost like his brain's waking up. That frequency is coming to life.
So that is with my son, but the harder thing about that is that he has not really learned how to deal with that big world that he suddenly sees out there. And he actually went on online to learn manners. So he was gonna use his manners, but he doesn't really apply it appropriately all the time. So that is really, I think, something that we need to take in account when we have kids like that go through the arc, that there is a need for follow-up to really assist them in recognizing almost like the rules of the game, right?
Yeah, that's a really good point. Maybe you could make a list of things that for aftercare, and perhaps touching on it prior to pre-care as well, so that that cognition is there, and then getting out on the other side of it, like maybe just like we can have a pre and a post. Lessons
that's really what I want to focus on, and not only for the kids but also for the parents, because a parent has a great identity in being a parent of a child with a disability, and suddenly that child does not have a disability anymore. Like, where am I then? Right? Where is my identity? I have to change as a mother. So that, and I've noticed that in myself as well. I really, it's like, where did that come from? How do I react to that? And it's really a very, very good experience for myself to see all this happening, to hopefully help other people through it. Yeah.
And that's probably a really good segue here, because we all get to have a do-over.
Yes.
With all this wisdom and experience that we've gathered through the decades, we now get a second chance, where we get to live as a young person again, essentially.
Yes.
So what excites you about that?
Oh, everything. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps when you talk about that. I really am excited about it. I am 76, so I just simply don't have all the energy that I had when I was 40 or 50 or 30. So I would love to have that back and just be able to apply what I have learned in an active way again, rather than just behind my computer. It's and to have like I have hearing aids, right? I want new ears. I want a non-fibbing heart. So all these wonderful things that just seem to be ready and waiting for me now. I'm very excited about that. Yes.
Cool. So now with your son having the opportunity to be more independent and you get to recreate your story, what's that going to look like? Who are you going to be now?
Oh, my new story. I would love to open a center, one of the QHS centers, a healing center, and I really would like to be involved in that. And I would love to do that in Holland to be with my family back again. So I've been on this side of the ocean for almost 50 years now. So I really would like to do something there. And
Nice.
Yeah.
Maybe you can be, I don't know if you call it bi-coastal, but maybe like spend half the time here, and then you can use one of those transporters or teleporters or whatever to bounce back and forth.
Absolutely. That is really my biggest wish, because once it gets boring there, I'll just flip back over here, and when it gets boring here, I'll flip back there. Oh yeah, that would be awesome. And if that can be done with that transporter, hey, cool.
Oh yeah, that's coming. I mean, Cynthia hasn't made that announcement, so I'm just making that up, but I feel like that's coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the replicator, my son is so looking forward to the replicator. He's got all these ideas about menus and food that he wants to eat. And it's really funny. Mom, I can be the first one to get something out of it, right? Yeah, you can.
Aw, that's so cool. I'm looking at clothes. Like I'm thinking clothes. I go in my closet and I'm just like, can you imagine just being able to print up a new outfit or design a new outfit for most days?
I would just love that. Yes. Because I have a big kyphosis, so I just don't look my elegant old self. So I keep on thinking after the bed, I'm going to be all straight and all nice new clothes. And I'm starting to look at clothes. I'm starting to get interested in clothes. But if you can just push a button and get your whole, that would be awesome. Silk and linen and everything. Yeah.
Right. And our homes will be less cluttered because we won't feel the need to hold on to things. We can just get rid of them when we're tired of them.
Yeah, I have that anyway. My home is very uncluttered because I need space around me. So yeah.
Yeah, that's how I feel. My husband's the opposite way. That's what I'm referring to. Literally, there was a meme somebody sent me that was my husband. I've got to save this box because, well, it's a really nice box. It's like my son comes home. He's like, why does dad have like 7 bottles of rubbing alcohol that are empty on his toolbox or in his tool workshop area? I'm like, oh gosh, I don't know. So I don't even ask. I just grab them and throw them away, but it's like everything. His office, he has an office in the home, has more stuff in it than the entire rest of the house combined.
I know what you mean. When my husband was alive, he had that too. At one point in time, he was saving coffee cans. So he had this certain kind of coffee. And I swear he must have had 30 or so, and I have no idea what he was planning to do with it. It's like, okay, they were all on the shelf in the basement and full of coffee cans. And oh no, I could not touch them. I could not throw them away. So
they were empty or full?
No, empty. Yeah. He would keep the empty. Yeah, you never know when you need a coffee can, right?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny. That's like my husband with stuff. I just want one day for him to be gone for a week, and I'm just going to plow through everything when he's gone.
Oh, yeah. I wonder if he would notice. He may not even notice.
He may not, but a deatomizer. So the way that I understand replicators work with the deatomizer is that you would deatomize, say, this glass, and then you have, this is probably really rudimentary, but then you would take the atoms in that glass and you'd reatomize it into something else. Like it's like a That's how the replicator works as far as I've been told. So
Okay.
imagine that instead of having to get a U-Haul of like, getting rid of things and dumping it all into, landfill, which is horrible, right? You would just de-atomize everything.
Right.
And then it just disappears. Doesn't that sound fun?
Yeah, absolutely. And then you have the base materials for the new stuff, right?
That's what my understanding is. And I could be wrong. I like to make up stories like that.
Yeah, but that makes sense because nothing else makes sense. I have no idea how this is all going to work.
Yeah, that's what I understand. So what excites you the most about looking into the future, about knowing that we are so close? What are you just lit up about right now?
It's really, 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 really doing things again. Because I really have felt I'm at a standstill. It's like I'm waiting for something. And the exciting thing for me is to really do things again in a healthy, strong body. That's like I won't get into an AFib episode. I can eat other things than that make me react now. I just really, just be alive again.
Like, what do you want to do? What is the first fun activity that you want to do that you can't do now?
Fun. I would like to, doing fun things, that's so hard sometimes to figure that out. I would like to travel again. Yeah. Really go on an airplane without getting all nervous about, I can't carry that heavy suitcase, just really go and travel somewhere. Yeah.
Aw, me too. I want to go to Italy. Where do you want to go?
Oh, first I want to go to Holland. Yeah. And then rent a car and then drive all over Europe. Because my son has never done that. I have. We always went all over the place in Europe because Holland is so small. I mean, if you ride your bike a little too fast, you're in Germany, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I would like to do that. Yeah.
Beautiful adventure. And he'll be there in Utah with us, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yay.
Yes.
That's wonderful. I can't wait. I can't wait to have you back so we can film a part 2. And perhaps I can get your son as well, because I'll be in Salt Lake doing filming with people.
Awesome.
And so we can get everybody's before and after story.
Yeah, that's awesome. That I'm really excited about that as well, to get to know. It's this whole group feels so special because they're people who think as weird as I do, right? Most people don't go in the same wavelength that I am. So
right.
Awesome.
Well, we've been planning this for a long time, Elles. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
We've been planning this. This is part of our divine plan. We came here for this.
I see what you mean. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. And that has been my whole life. That has worked like that. It's really been amazing. All these things that fell into place without me even chasing for it. So the same here. This was really amazing. Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for spending time with me today. You're an absolute doll, and I look forward to having you back on for part 2.
Okay, me too. And that's going to be a different Elles.
Indeed. Different Tracy too.